Okay, what is the Therapeutic Recreation Center and how did it get started?
Sure. The Therapeutic Recreation Center, it's in Tucson, Arizona. So we serve mostly people in Tucson, but outlying areas, the suburbs and all of Pima County. And it serves people with disabilities from age 6 months through seniors. And we have a variety of programs, and I can talk more about those. But yeah, it's been in operation for probably at least 40 years. So we have different kinds of services. We have specialized therapeutic recreation services, just for people with disabilities, and we have a lot of inclusion services too. So for example, in the summer, we have a KidCo program. It's like a program for kids ages 6 to 12. And if kids with disabilities want to be in that program, we provide accommodations to help them be successful in that recreation program. So we have both specialized programs like, camps for kids with autism. We have adaptive aquatics, just for, so we have one-on-one lessons or small group lessons for people with disabilities that might need that one-on-one attention. So those are some examples, but yeah, we've been doing this for probably 40 years. And I've been with the city for 20 years.
Wow, that's a lot. I was actually going to ask I was going to ask that question of like what services you provide.
Oh yeah, I can let you know about more about that. We have social clubs for teens and adults. And then once a month we have a social dance, and we'll have in the past, like for Christmas, we'll have like 400 people come. But usually we have about 100 people at the monthly social dance. Then we have bowling. We have a lot of Special Olympic sports. So we have swimming, basketball, track and field, and we have one other one. Yeah, 4 Special Olympic sports. I'll think of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have wheelchair basketball for kids and adults, and different levels of wheelchair basketball, and also different types of wheelchair sports. So they'll play over the line. Right now they're practicing softball. They'll do pickleball, all kinds of sports for people that are wheelchair users as well. And in the summer, we have camps that start at age 3, and we have camps for teens, and then our camps go to age 22. And then all different types of disabilities. So we have staff that's specialized in working with people with disabilities. So recreational therapists, special ed teachers, special ed aides. Usually that's their job throughout the year. So they're a special ed teacher or aide, and then they work for us in the summer or in our evening programs. And so those are just most of our programs, and we have more.
Yeah. So like my next question is like how do those programs like give people with disabilities that sort of independence that they need?
Yeah, we're big proponents in community inclusion. So we go out in the community a lot. Like our bowling program, we bowl at the bowling alley. We go to parks and rec centers and interact with people, so with and without disabilities. And we can you repeat your question, Leslie? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just asking, like, how do you make sure that people with disabilities are independent and, self-sufficient as possible?
Yeah, okay. Definitely offering a lot of choices, because, not everybody wants to do the same activity or doesn't have the same interest. So treating people as individuals is very important. Also, we always ask what kind of help is needed. We don't just assume that we know what they need and go and help them. If we're not really providing help, we listen to them, and it's on a case-by-case and very individualized basis.
Mm-hmm. My next question here is, are there any particular stakeholders that the city of the Therapeutic Recreation Center partners with closely?
Yes, we partner with the Southern Arizona Adaptive Sports. And so that's a nonprofit that specializes, like they have a lot of the equipment. So they have the sports wheelchairs and, the big vans to transport people. So a lot of the teams go out of state, to tournaments and things. So they do some fundraising like that. So they're a good partner for us. We also partner with a division of developmental disabilities. And so that's our state of Arizona organization. They provide some funding for our programs and provide some training for our staff. Also, Adaptive Aquatics, we partner with Aquatic Therapy Rehab Institute. So our staff, if they're providing swim lessons for kids with autism, it might be a parent-child class. It might be a kid, who's a little more independent. And then, the goal would be if the teen loves swimming, maybe get them on our Special Olympics swim team.
That's cool. So like my next question is like, what impact does your organization have on like community as a whole, particularly the disability community?
Yeah, I think it's really important for people with and without disabilities to recreate together and to learn from one another and to play together. And so that's we're really strong proponents for inclusion in that regard too. So like one of our, well, more than one, several of our summer camps are inclusion. So there might be like a 3-year-old with autism, and then his sister who's 5 can also participate in the program. We have lots of opportunities for that, for people with and without disabilities to recreate together. And we're always figuring out ways to make that work.
Lastly, how do you guys create an inclusive and welcoming environment for everyone?
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. We start even with our online information. We say we welcome everyone, and we want to definitely, we follow the ADA guidelines, but like I said, our staff is specially trained to figure out accommodations or what type of accommodations would help that child or that adult be successful in our programs. So we would meet with the individual or the family and set up goals, for depending on what their interest is and what they want to participate in. And then I'll provide an alteration of the program to help that person be successful. Because we offer a lot of programs just generally in Parks and Rec. So, sports and Tai Chi, karate, art. We want to provide those opportunities for everyone.
That's cool. That's great.